Imagine sitting, looking at your phone, waiting for messages that never come. Or maybe you keep replaying that conversation in your head, wondering if you really mean anything to the person who now seems so distant. There's a tight knot in your stomach, a mix of hope and doubt that won't let you rest. Dear friends, if you want to develop your mind and emotions every day, then subscribe to our Telegram channel by clicking on the link in the description. There's a lot of wisdom there and opportunities to learn new things about yourself and the people around you. And what if I told you that Carl Jung, one of the greatest geniuses of psychology, discovered that there are hidden signals inside you, whispers of your soul that already know the truth? You don't need to guess anymore if you're important to this person because your subconscious already has all the answers. Jung discovered something that may seem simple, but is deeply transformative. Inside you exists a whole world, an invisible universe that he called the unconscious. It's not just a storehouse of forgotten memories. It's a living force that speaks to you constantly. But in the chaos of everyday life, in meetings, work, family obligations, the constant pressure to be perfect, we've forgotten how to hear that voice. Let's take a typical situation from modern life. You met someone on a social network. The communication seemed perfect. He wrote to you, asked for meetings, made you feel special. But suddenly something changes. His responses become cold. He distances himself. And you're left alone with the question, what did I do wrong? In those moments, the mind starts coming up with justifications. He's just busy. He needs space. But while the mind rationalizes, the body feels something else. There's tension in the chest, an inexplicable premonition. Jung taught us that this premonition is not paranoia or insecurity. It's your subconscious speaking to you in its own language, the language of symbols, feelings, and intuition. Practical exercise. Next time you receive a dry message from someone who makes you anxious, don't rush to reply or get lost in thoughts of what to say. Instead, close your eyes for a second, put your hand on your chest, and breathe. Ask yourself, what am I feeling here? If there's anxiety, fear, or a desperate need to fix everything, it's a signal from your subconscious that something is not right. Jung believed that our emotions are like a compass. Use that compass today. Notice your feelings after meeting someone. Do you leave with a full heart or empty hands? Protecting your energy is not selfish. It's an act of self-love. Here's a turning point. You don't need to keep forcefully holding on to something. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing yourself. Imagine two paths before you. One where you keep fighting for someone who's distancing themselves, and another where you allow yourself to shine, independent of others' attention. Which path will you choose today? If you've read this far, something inside you is already resonating with these hidden signals that Carl Jung left us as a map for navigating our relationships and self-love. We've already talked about how your subconscious warns you when someone doesn't match you, whether through a feeling in your chest, unexplained fatigue, or emptiness that you feel even when everything seems fine. But now let's dig deeper. Jung not only gave us tools to listen to our soul, he also showed that what we see in others, especially in the person who's distancing themselves, is a reflection of what we carry inside. It's called projection. Imagine you receive a distant message from him, and although you try not to attach meaning to it, something inside you breaks. Practical exercise. Next time you receive a dry message from someone who makes you anxious, don't rush to reply or get lost in thoughts of what to say. Instead, close your eyes for a second, put your hand on your chest, and breathe. Ask yourself, what am I feeling here? If there's anxiety, fear, or a desperate need to fix everything, it's a signal from your subconscious that something is not right. Jung believed that our emotions are like a compass. Use that compass today. Notice your feelings after meeting someone. Do you leave with a full heart or empty hands? Protecting your energy is not selfish. It's an act of self-love. Here's a turning point. You don't need to keep forcefully holding on to something. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing yourself. Imagine two paths before you. One where you keep fighting for someone who's distancing themselves, and another where you allow yourself to shine, independent of others' attention. Which path will you choose today? If you've read this far, Something inside you is already resonating with these hidden signals that Carl Jung left us as a map for navigating our relationships and self-love. We've already talked about how your subconscious warns you when someone doesn't match you, whether through a feeling in your chest, unexplained fatigue, or emptiness that you feel even when everything seems fine. But now let's dig deeper. Jung not only gave us tools to listen to our soul, he also showed that what we see in others, especially in the person who's distancing themselves, is a reflection of what we carry inside. It's called projection. Imagine you receive a distant message from him, and although you try not to attach meaning to it, something inside you breaks. You start thinking, if I were happier, prettier, more interesting. Sound familiar? Jung would say that this thought is not just about him. It's a projection of your shadow, the part of you that you haven't fully accepted. When someone distances themselves and you blame yourself, you're not seeing the truth about that person. You're seeing your own wounds reflected in their behavior. And here's the secret. Understanding this can free you from the need to prove your worth. According to Jung, projection, like the game of mirrors, everything you love or hate about someone has roots in yourself. If it bothers you that he's not seeking communication with you, it's not just because he's cold, it's because a part of you fears being not enough. But it works the other way too. If something in him attracts you, his confidence or ability to make you laugh, it's because those qualities already exist in you, waiting for recognition. Practical exercise. Take a notebook and write down 3 things in his behavior that hurt you. Then write down next to them how these things remind you of something about yourself. For example, he ignores me can turn into I feel ignored when I don't assert my boundaries. But not everything is about pain. Projection also shows what's truly important. If when he distances himself, you still feel strong. If his absence doesn't steal your peace, it's a sign from your subconscious that you're connected to your authenticity. Jung believed that relationships aligned with your essence don't make you feel less. They inspire you to be more. Let's talk about letting go because Jung taught us. Letting go is not giving up. It's an act of strength. Imagine deciding to let go of relationships that weigh you down. You don't respond to that cold message that came after days of silence, and suddenly you feel relief, as if you've dropped a backpack full of stones. Jung would say that this relief, your subconscious celebrating your decision to align with your truth. When you let go of someone who doesn't appreciate you, you're telling the universe, I deserve more, and the universe hears. The right people start showing up. Those who don't make you doubt your light. Instead of chasing after someone who's distancing themselves, do something for yourself. Play a song you love to dance to. Cook your favorite meal. Take a walk to your favorite places. The moment of courage comes when instead of begging him to stay, you calmly say, I choose my peace. Jung would say that it's the moment when your subconscious and consciousness align, and when that happens, you begin to see magical signs in your life, what he called synchronicity. If he truly cares about you, his distance won't be a game for control. It will be a space that respects your worth. But if his absence only leaves emptiness, your subconscious is telling you to move forward. Let's start with an important truth that Jung gave us. The subconscious not only warns us when something is wrong, but also shows when something is true. Imagine not hearing from him for days, and suddenly an unexpected message arrives. Not just a casual greeting, but something that makes you feel seen. Was thinking about you today. Jung would say that such synchronicity is not accidental. It's a sign of a deeper connection that transcends distance. But here's the trick. It's not just about what he does, but also about how you feel. If this message fills you without making you beg for more, it's a sign that you're not indifferent to him. But if it leaves you hungry, thirsty for something that never comes, your subconscious already knows that you deserve more. Jung believed that intuition is like a lighthouse in the fog. If his presence uplifts you, and his absence doesn't shatter you, it's a sign that you truly matter to him. But if his distance makes you chase after him, change yourself to keep him. That's not love. It's a lesson from your shadow calling for healing. Let's consider a practical sign that you can see today. Jung taught that people who truly value you don't make you feel invisible. When he calls after days of silence, it's not just about what he says, but how he says it. Does he really listen to you? Do you feel that your voice matters? Or does the conversation revolve only around him, leaving your emotions aside? Jung said that genuine love is reflected in reciprocity. If his distance is accompanied by respect, small gestures showing he's thinking of you, it's a sign that you matter to him. But if his absence is a void you're forced to fill with justifications, your subconscious is already screaming at you to move on. Here's a practical tool. Next time you talk to him, pay attention to how that conversation affects you. Ask yourself questions. Do I feel lighter or heavier? Do I see myself reflected in his words or erased by his indifference? Jung believed that the fullness of life comes not from clinging to someone who's leaving, but from reuniting with your authenticity. When you decide to let go of relationships that keep you in a suspended state, something magical happens. Your energy shifts. You start noticing that friends who truly see you seek your company more often, that the project you abandoned reignites your passion. That's Jung's synchronicity in action. When you align with your truth, the universe responds with people and opportunities that reflect your light. Let's take an example. Imagine waiting for a clear sign of commitment from him for months. But one day, inspired by Jung's ideas, you decide to focus on yourself, sign up for that yoga class you've always dreamed of, or start that business you've been fantasizing about since childhood. And it's exactly when you least expect it, someone new appears, not him, but a person who looks at you like a treasure. Jung would say that it's not a failure, it's your subconscious and the universe aligning because you dared to let go of what didn't serve you. Jung taught us that the emptiness you feel when letting go is not punishment. It's a sacred space for the growth of something new. You truly matter to someone when their distance doesn't make you doubt your worth, when their absence respects your light, not dims it. But most importantly, you matter to yourself when you choose not to settle for less than what you deserve. This journey is not just about him. It's about you, about that strong woman awakening to her authenticity. Jung showed us that life is not about searching outside for what you already have inside. It's a remembrance of who you are and living from that place, strength and wholeness.